This is the Alpaka Flight Sling. I have been using this as my EDC for about a month, so obviously I like it. Thing about Alpaka is that they have a lot of product, right? Their sling line, when I looked on the website, has 21 different products on there. So they basically have from the very, very small, like the Nano Go, which I have reviewed, to some very, very big ones. So this sling, I find that hit the sweet spot, at least for me. So let me show you what I have in there and go from there. So the front has a pocket that doesn't really have too much volume, it has a little bit of volume, you can tell here. And I have my keys in there, that big chunk of stuff there. And then two frequently used items, eye drops and lip balm. So it does come with one of their famous magnetic buckle for the keys, because I switch my bag so much that I don't really use that system because I don't have that attachment on all the bags that I use. So I literally have left it wrapped in its original cover. So throw this back. So this is just a very quick way to get to things like eye drops. The main compartment, and I've added a timber zipper pull here. These things are great, I'll review them later. But the water resistant zippers. And the main compartment has what I would call the standard Alpaka layout, which I like. So front wall, equal size pocket, perfect for one of the wallets. I've been using this for a while as well. The main compartment has some depth to it. So this is my micro EDC pouch. Again, because I review bags, I tend to carry this and move them between different bags. And then the back wall, it's a little bit lined. I wouldn't say huge protection, but I think something like an iPad mini would fit in there. I don't have an iPad mini, but a phone obviously can go in there quite well as well. And I assume gaming devices would go in there. So one thing is that if you look at the ads, they tend to put cool stuff like Beats headphone in there. So this is a pair of Beats Solo 4. And if I fold it up, let's see if I can fit this in here. Yeah, so actually it does fit. So that goes in there. And the back, as you can see, is still pretty slim, which is one of the key things I like about this bag. It carries a lot more than how it looks, which is important, I think, for a small sling. So a couple more things. On the back, there's the pocket. Now in some of their other product, the back pocket would have had a magnetic closure to it. This one doesn't, and it's kind of small. This is an older iPhone 13, and it doesn't really go in there either. So what I use it for are like things like receipts, so that makes sense. The back of it, the strap is their standard 1-inch strap. Of course, they use these gatekeeper style connector. Again, a reminder, these things are very easy to operate. You do not need to squeeze it hard to release it. All you need to do is to just put a little bit of pressure, but the minute you push the metal thing back, it will just come out. So, right, almost no pressure. Once it's released, just a tiny bit of pressure, because this is springy. All you need to do is get this down and then it will release. So the way I have it set up, because I carry on my left shoulder, is I like to have this buckle in front, because if I need to use it, I can. So this is, again, another magnetic quick release. I don't use it as much, but if I have to, it'll be right in front of my body. It goes around to the other end. The material of this belt is kind of slippery. So the length will, so under tension, or if you just move the bag around, it will slip in and out of this thing and change the length of it. Luckily, with many Alpaka bags, I like this, they include a little strap management piece of elastic here. So this thing, if you push it all the way up against the buckle, it kind of locks it into place and make it less likely to get loose. So this is the back, top, front. So as I said, it looks slim, but it can carry a lot, which is how I like in an EDC sling. The only thing that is not a bad thing that I was surprised by is the material. So this is their Aeroflux ripstock, whereas I thought it was the Aeroflux material like their other bags that I have, which is a thicker material. Because it's ripstock, it is a little thinner, so you can see it has less structure to it. It doesn't feel as nice, but then the bag is smaller. So not a complaint, just something different. So if you like ripstock, this is a great bag. And functionally, I've been using it for quite a while, so you know it is a very functional bag. Finally, sizing, it is 25 centimeters wide, 17 centimeters tall, and 5 centimeters deep. So not very deep, just about an inch, and I guess 6.5 inch or thereabouts, and then almost 10 inches wide, and it has a little bit of a wedge shape here. So this is the Alpaka Flight Sling. Despite the name, I think it is a great sling for everyday use. In fact, maybe a little too small, depending on how far you go on your airplane trips, but it carries everything that I need and still have some room to spare. And let me show it to you on body.